Welcome to episode 2 of the SN95 build. So where we left off, we did the diff, the rear control arms, and we got it lowered. That's good and dandy. And now the next step is putting on the whole front subframe. And just keep in mind, I will paint the rear diff and the front subframe, or crossmember. The goal is to just roll this out of the garage. That's the whole main point of like putting all this together. So the coolest thing what he did, he built this jig so he keeps the frame straight, which I find pretty cool. And he did this because it was on a rotisserie. It keeps the whole body straight. So now, because of that, I could take it off and put that on. But in order to get to that point, I need to swivel this car maybe this way so I could hopefully spin this easily. I should be able to jack it up and start mocking up the subframe. There we go. So I'm gonna look into rebuilding this rack. I think this rack should be fine, but I might just rebuild this. And the V6 and the V8 ones are the same, so you don't have to worry about that. I'm gonna shimmy. It's these springs that are kind of making this difficult. So I wonder. There we go. So now, theoretically, this should roll easy. How much dirt's in there? It is crazy. I actually might just get the compressor to just blow it out right now. That's a lot of dirt. Oops. How easy is that, huh? There we go. Like that. I had to go off camera to install these control arms because I do control arms and struts, sorry, because the method that I used I will not condone, but here's some tips and tricks. First off, when you jack up the control arm from here, the whole car will lift. So what you're going to do is what I did, because I'm going to be taking this off again. You find a long enough bolt that could reach the strut mount, and then what I did was drive the bolt all the way up for this while supporting it with a jack, and I did that with both sides. But this side I ratchet strapped and I was able to get it on. It sucks, but usually with lowering springs it's easier. But right now, currently, I'm gonna take out the brake pads so this car could roll smoothly, and I have to put the rack and pinion on. There we go. I could try to keep them for later, maybe? I don't know. I don't like using stuff like that, but anyways, let's put this back on. Okay, so the brake pads are off. Now the goal is to put the rack on. Should be an easy task. Hopefully it's not a pain in the ass, but we'll see. I'll just lower this on the blocks again. Right there. Just have to go in here again. I'm going to get a hammer because I want to push it in properly. Oh, found it. It's right here. I'm blind. Anyways, you want to get these in right here. Usually you want to get the sway bar mounted already, but kind of lazy right now. There we go. Now the next step is to put the wheels on. Okay, this one fits. Fuck, that sounds terrible. The bad news is the tire, I just looked at it and I remembered that tire barely holds air. It'll just let off. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bring that wheel to work and hopefully I could just find a random 17-inch. Or I'm just gonna go in the backyard and just see if I have 17s. I'm just gonna stop right there for the episode. Now the problem here is that dash, the guy that sold me this car, he wrecked the dash on like literally the surface of it. So I can use it, but it's just damaged and I don't like that because I'm trying to do a fresh build. And I got to figure out how to steer this car. So what I'm going to do is you could control the steering rod by here. So I'm going to use a vice grip here. But all I'm going to do is roll it forward just so it's out of the way by myself. And I'm going to clean all this stuff out and move it somewhere else. So hope you guys like that episode. And I will continue more on working on this car on a later date because I just gotta get this out of the garage. But hopefully you guys find this informational for your car. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Peace.